Well, I mean, anytime you win a game, you have to enjoy it, and our players certainly worked hard this summer, and they need to enjoy the win. It's hard to win football games. I think to a man in that locker room, we do know we need to play better with some of the teams ahead in our schedule, and we got a lot of work to do. I thought our defense played well. I wish for their sake that the twos could have kept them out of the end zone. That was a bad roughing the passer penalty, and bad in terms of our part. It was a good call by the officials, and it was disappointing to let them score late. And offensively, we moved the ball, we were efficient, we just didn't make big plays, and we were awful in the red zone. We were in there 5 trips and had 2 turnovers, and 3 drop balls, and then 2 penalties, and fortunately we hit our kicks. So I think it's a little bit like last week. Our defense, I thought, played extremely well. When you hold a team to under 100 yards through really 58 minutes, I don't care who you play. That's playing good defense. Our kicking game, I thought, again, was solid. Alex didn't punt the ball as well, but we hit all of our kicks, and Adam Centers, I thought, kicked the ball off extremely well. And offensively, we improved. I mean, we moved the football, had close to 400 yards of offense. It just, we're not making big plays. You would hope that you hit a slant that splits the safeties, or you run a zone play with Orville and he gets through the linebackers and it becomes a 26, 28-yard play. It just, those were very workmanlike drives. And, but again, we got to get better, and we'll watch the film and go from there.
How much of a difference did you see in Walter?
Well, we protected him, I think if you at our practices all camp, if you watch past Skelly where there's not a pass rush, or the drills that we did protect him, and maybe even the defensive linemen run by him and let him throw the ball. I mean, he's been accurate since the day he got here. Last week we didn't protect him. This week we protected him better. Part of that is, I think the level of competition. I think part of it is our offensive line did play better. Last week we cut people loose, and today we didn't. So, I mean, we played better up front. I was disappointed we didn't get a little bit more push in the run game. I thought at times early in the game things bottled them up, and then the second half you probably saw we played faster. That at the end of that first half we had that really long drive that ended in the field goal, and I thought we started wearing them down a little bit, and we made a decision in the third quarter to play with a little bit more tempo, and I thought that really eliminated a lot of their pass rush.
Were you pleased with his decision making?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I mean, again, some of the picks were tip balls, and you had a hard time saying any of the picks were poor throws or poor decisions. Now he's 6 foot, and so those tip balls, we've got to find a way to find the throwing lanes and maybe get people down the ground in protection a little bit more, and that's one of the functions of when you play with a smaller quarterback, that you're going to have those balls tipped, and but they were just costly. I mean, we had great field position in the first quarter, and we couldn't capitalize, and we turned it over twice inside the 10, and that's losing. When you play a team of probably similar ability levels, if you turn it over twice inside the 20, that's hard to ever overcome.
What are the challenges of mentoring a true freshman quarterback from the coaching standpoint?
Pardon?
What are the challenges of mentoring like a true freshman quarterback at this point from a coaching standpoint?
Yeah, it's not so much the true freshman quarterback. You can play with the younger quarterback when all the pieces around it are older. He's got a freshman center snapping to him. I mean, Devin Pike is a freshman tight end who I thought played really well tonight. He's a big target, and we got him involved. And Isaiah Robinson's a freshman tailback. And you can even go to Matt James, a fifth-year senior. He just started his 3rd game ever here. I mean, last week at Louisiana Monroe, that was only the 2nd career start he had ever had. And that's just where you got to keep coaching them and working with them and hope and you got to get them better. I mean, that's it. I mean, we have who we have, we are who we are, and we've just got to make sure that we're not a team right now that's going to go out there and have 700 yards and score 60 points. It's not going to be us. We're not built to do that right now. We just got to make sure that we can be as good as we can be, and that we get better every week. And the competition level is clearly going to get tougher. And I give Gardner-Webb a lot of credit. I think they're extremely well coached. They're very disciplined. They play clean. And they play very smart on defense. They're very much bend but don't break. They do a great job defensively of keeping things in front of them. And, that was the number 5 defense in the country last year at the FCS level. And, they don't do a lot, but they do it well, and their kids play hard, and that nose guard's a beast. He's a good football player.
Is that what was happening with the 2 delay game penalties you had back-to-back? Was it because they
No.
were shifting their line?
Well, it was they had a shift call that mimicked our cadence. So a lot of times when the defense will shift, that they'll say stem or move, and they started using our cadence. And so our kids thought it was us saying that, not them.
That's what you talked to the umpire about.
So.
The delay that you had, the hour delay, how'd you manage that? And obviously, you responded well to it.
Yeah, we put on some Star Wars movies and made popcorn, and
There you go.
if I had some of your CDs, we'd have put those on.
Oh, you don't want those. You don't want those.
No, well, to be honest with you, we were told that we're not going to get out there before 9. That there was lightning all over, and it was slow moving, and it was going to be an hour and a half, and then all of a sudden they said, "Hey, we're all clear." So, we didn't want to get in with the players and make all these adjustments and changes, and then have to sit there another hour. And then the next thing you know, we said all clear in 15 minutes. So then it went from, we got all this time to almost panic mode to get ready. So then we got them out there early and basically went through a pregame warm-up again.
Nice 58.5 minutes by your offensive coordinator, the way you went back down the field as soon as you got back on.
Yeah.
First possession was a wonderful possession.
Yeah, and that's, again, we just made a decision, after that last drive in the first half, that we were going to play fast.
Okay.
That we went, we're obviously no huddle, but we played with tempo. And that eliminated a lot of their stemming and shifting and, the protection game. That we put the protection that way, then they bring the guy the other way. And sometimes when you play fast, it eliminates all those little games. And we took that off the quarterback by playing faster.
You took it off the quarterback. It seemed to me that you have to have a lot of confidence in the quarterback to do that.
Yeah, you make a lot of decisions quickly. And when you're doing that, you're probably throwing it a lot more than you're running it. And, but sometimes with a young quarterback, it's better if you don't let them think. Just let them go out there and play and keep the play simple and play with tempo. And he does a nice job. He really handles himself well.
How do you feel? Win number 1.
This is one of those ones you probably feel. I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I tell our players they got to enjoy the wins. And, it's probably on these games, sometimes it's a little bit more relief than joy. I think we're relieved we got this one. Obviously, when you play a game against an FCS, the expectation is you're going to win it and win it decidedly. And, statistically, we did that. But the scoreboard, I didn't like that. We didn't score a touchdown the whole first half. And, it was a great relief when we finally scored a touchdown, hit E.J. Scott on that one. But, again, the job is the job. I feel great for our players that we won a game. It's a great reward for them. I've coached long enough to know that we need to get a lot better, to be competitive with our other 2 non-conference games and the ACC schedule. And so this is one of those games that I'm glad we won it. I hope they enjoy it, but I can't wait to get to work tomorrow and continue to fix problems that we have. And part of me just keeps hoping that, Matt James, again, Matt James has a lot of ability. He really does. He's a 5th-year senior. He's not played a lot of football here. He's a great kid. He works hard. You just want these guys to start developing some confidence that they can start making plays. That fade that he didn't catch in the back of the end zone, he's made that play in practice 10 times, and sometimes over Kevin Johnson and Bud Noel. And he can make that play. And if we're going to beat good teams, he has to make that play. We dropped 3 balls in the red zone. Cam Serenay has great hands. He dropped the ball. Jared Crump has unbelievable hands. He dropped the ball. That would have been a first down there. So our guys just got to play to their ability level and know that every rep counts.
Did you guys have to talk Matt up a little bit after that touchdown?
No, just go back to him. Then he made another play on that other drive on a crossing route and made a guy miss, and you saw him get excited and act like, look like he enjoyed himself. So, there's a balance with this. Is what they do is hard and it's a lot of work, but it also needs to be fun. So, in a play like that, you don't have to say anything to Matt. He's probably as disappointed in himself that he didn't make the play, and there's sometimes when you know a player's hard on themselves, there's no point to be hard on them. You know?
Excuse me, I'm sorry. You said earlier your level of competition is getting ready to step up in the next couple of weeks, and yet you're still not getting any push up front for your running game. Is there a solution besides just hard work to get that fixed, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is you have a true freshman center. I mean, that nose guard is a really, really good football player. I mean, he's a 310-pound, he's either a true junior or a redshirt junior. Our center just played his second college football game ever. You hope that gets better. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the more snaps you get, the more practice reps you get, the more you play in games, players get better. And so I'm sure Alek Terry played a lot better tonight than he did a week ago, against probably a player that was just as good as who he faced a week ago. I mean, they have some players that could play in the ACC. Their nose guard could. I certainly think the receiver who didn't play could probably play anywhere if you're an NFL prospect, you can play in this league. They have good players, and their nose guard's one of them. That was a tough matchup. When you're a 50 team, and that guy is head up on your freshman center, that's not an easy task. We didn't get pushed, but we didn't get blown in the backfield 2 yards deep either, like happened a week ago. So that, it's baby steps, but it's progress.
Were you trying to give your center some help though, maybe double team on the nose?
Yeah, we ran some zone stuff that he has to block him alone, and then we ran some what we call pin and pull schemes that we tried to down block the guy. But even on the down blocks, I mean, our sophomore guards, I mean, I have to watch the film. I didn't think he's a good player. If we had it over, maybe we try to double team him a little more. So, but we were trying to get the ball on the edge and run away from him, and he's a disruptive player. And they use him really smart too. They use him well. You guys good? Any other questions? All right. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks, Dave.
Appreciate it. No, thanks.
First win, thank you, Coach.
Yeah.